Good morning, everyone. So it's about 7 a.m. I'm on my way out the door. Today's final destination is going to be Belfast. But the first thing I'm going to do is head towards a place called Newgrange, which is an archaeological site. Just turn all the lights off here. I'm sure they'd appreciate that. And maybe open that up a bit. Yeah, so off to Newgrange we are. I'm just going to gear up here and we're out of here. So, highway miles, earplugs. Let's get on our way. Well, if there's a toll, there's a toll. All right, hopefully we don't get too wet. It felt great to hit the road early and enjoy the quiet roads winding through the Irish countryside. Today should be my longest ride of the trip. The plan is to make a couple of stops before finishing the day in Belfast. First up was to travel past Dublin and stop for fuel on the other side. So I just stopped back on the N2. Here's the first fuel station. Topped up the tank. €13.37. Lots of water. Once back on the road, I headed towards my first stop of the day, a prehistoric archaeological site in County Meath called Newgrange. Fortunately, the rain managed to stay light for most of this part of the ride. And just like that, I arrived at the visitor center. Motorcycle RV. 50 meters that way. I'm calling it. Woo! The sun's kind of out. It's kind of dry. We are going to go towards the visitor center. I guess it's probably working on 9 o'clock. Let's go up this little stairwell before we get to the visitor center. Wow. Oh, it's off in the distance there. I don't know if you can see it way off that way. So it says this is the greatest concentration of megalithic art in Europe. Beyond the river, you can glimpse the Great Passage tomb of Newgrange, together with Knowth and Dowth, located nearby, but not visible from here. These are some of the most important Neolithic monuments in Ireland. So I'm in the visitor center. I highly recommend if you're going to come here, you book a tour, because it's only guided tours for getting out to the actual site. And of course, they recommend you book online, because if it's busy, you aren't getting it. Fortunately, they have a spot for me, so I'm going at 10 o'clock, so I've got an hour. But I think I'm going to really enjoy this. All right, I've dropped a layer. Let's go in and see what the display is all about. And it was all aligned with the solstice, of course. Very cool. €18 to get in. This is the way out through here. It gives you a little... I don't think I can do this with my backpack. I'll try it though. All right. I'll sit to the outside. Got my rain hat. Means wet hair means wet helmet. And wet helmets suck. Lovely little suspension bridge we're on. So this river is called the River Boyne. Again, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. That's our bus that we're going to be taking. This is the next 2 hours of my life.
Our first stop was at the largest of the monuments, known as Knowth.
We're going to have our wet lens today. It's a Neolithic structure. And they're all burial mounds, the largest being in the center here. And it's been used all the way through medieval times and Iron Age and whatnot, and they've all done their own thing to it. At the top, they were actually building on it and fortifying it later in the years. But in Neolithic times, they built the mounds with the perimeter of stones, and they all have these Neolithic artworks. And they don't know anything about them. They have no idea what they mean. It's nice that they let you walk all over. So these are all passage tombs. So they each have a passageway, and they're built either east to west or west to east. With the center, there's about 5 meters in between that's kind of closed off. I'm assuming for support. So there's the river. It starts over there. This is like the highest point in the whole valley, the tour guide said. There's another mound over there. So the entranceway has like a marker stone at the top, and they have different types of stones. So there's rounded kind of granite, and there's, I guess, marble. I may be wrong on that. But none of these materials come from this area. The closest they found stuff is like 20 kilometers away. Well, I'm incredibly impressed. Amazing structures for so long ago, and getting the materials from so far away. Again, what humanity can do. So this is the excavation. It's kind of neat how they did it in grids. How exciting this must have been for them to explore all this for the first time.
There's so much here, I can't cover it all, but I recommend looking Newgrange up to learn more.
So very impressive. I just watched a little film about the exploration and the archaeology of it. I got a timer. It's all up here.
Yeah, enjoy you.
Thank you so very much. That was very helpful and informative.
Hope you enjoyed it.
Did indeed.
Have some footage of it anyway.
Yes, thank you.
After another short bus ride, I arrived at the most famous of these monuments, Newgrange. This location includes some of the more impressive examples of megalithic art.
So we're now in Newgrange. We were just inside. No photography allowed inside. That was pretty impressive of how they got it set up for the sun rising. So it's granite, it's not marble. And this was the archaeologist's interpretation of what it looked like originally. So it may have been down on the ground like the previous location. So that's that. Wet day, windy day. I just spent the time at Newgrange, checking out the passage tomb. And now we're headed back to the bus. I think I'm gonna have a little snack at the old cafeteria and then get back on the road. Depending on what time, I may head towards Hollymoor Forest. Headed back to the motorcycle now and continue our journey north. These gloves are a pain in the... Here we go.
Back on the bike, it seemed like the rain was going to continue for the rest of the day. I headed further north with the plan to stop at Tollymore Forest in Northern Ireland. Tollymore is a dense old forest managed by the UK Forest Service and contains many structures called follies, most of which were constructed in the 1700s. Hopefully, weather permitting, I'll find some great photo opportunities. continued as I rode down the motorway. And then, it got worse. I made a quick stop while there was a light break in the rain, which turned out to be a strangely busy section of road.
It just doesn't stop.
Fortunately, it was not much further to my stop.
There we go. So we are at Hollymoor Forest, which is in Northern Ireland. So we'll just go for a little walk here. I would have loved to have spent a couple hours here, but with the weather like this, I don't want to be going too late. As I get tired, I certainly come on. Got to get the camera out. Look at that. Keep the camera out, just see if we can keep it underneath me while I'm walking. I just decided, instead of bothering to pull my helmet off and store it and all that stuff or get it wet, instead of putting on my rain hat, how about we just leave the helmet on and stay dry? And I'll do my shooting with the camera a different way. Anyways, so we're not going to go for long. Maybe a couple 100 yards and see if we can see some bridges that are worth taking pictures of. But my God, this is a beautiful forest. Now, everything is far too slippery for me to try and go down. I could spend a full day taking pictures around this bridge, built in 1726 from granite and rubble. This is asking for trouble. Yeah, like seriously, I could take all day here. Okay.
Tollymore is well known for containing several filming locations from the HBO series Game of Thrones.
That's just Old Bridge. Old, dense forest. Find a place to sit down, maybe near the next bridge. And that'll be enough for today, because I gotta get back on the road.
I wandered a little further down the path to get some final shots, without thinking that at some point I still had to go the same distance back on an uphill grade to get to my motorcycle.
All right, so there's another bridge coming up here. So this is Foley's Bridge, 1787. Wow. All right, so yeah, it's just getting too late. By the time I get myself to Belfast from here, unfortunately, poor planning, the weather didn't work out, and I'm not gonna go sliding up and down these, especially wearing this gear. I'm not exactly nimble. So I'm gonna call it. Take a few pictures with the iPhone, put the other camera away, and call it a day. Absolutely magical. Apparently this trip is going to be me saying, geez, I didn't book enough time. So anybody who's coming to this country, it's one thing per day and you get there early. This cardiac patient has had enough. Just a little further to the bike and I can relax.
This was the first time since my heart attack that I probably overdid it.
There's the bike.
Bad weather, uphill, heavy gear on, carrying a backpack. I was actually getting a little concerned.
You can do it. You're fine.
I probably stopped 10 times for the whole walk back. Needless to say, I was glad to take a rest before getting back on the road and finishing the final leg to Belfast.
Well, that was interesting. Suddenly you're in Belfast. It was like, boom, you're in the town. So I'm here. My accommodations are on this street. I think I'm just down this way a bit. All right, so I'm in my room in Belfast. It's a lovely little place. It's tiny, small rooms. Got a good view of the street. Really nice bathroom. I sleep in here tonight. And then a small double bed with a TV. I'm gonna go find some food. Hey, look, it's raining. Hey. So, I gotta say, people move real fast on the roads here. So I'm gonna find some food and hopefully find something quickly. I am just destroyed. I'm so tired from today, riding in the rain, in the wind on the highways, learning the roads, being on the left at City Hall in Belfast. We have some live music tonight. So I'm at the Rusty Saddle, downtown Belfast, and finally having a delicious meal. My first one in Ireland. So I'm having the chicken curry. Exactly what I needed tonight. A little bit of pub, a little bit of music, a little bit of Guinness. I'm a little bit sad. I kind of wish I didn't have to go anywhere tomorrow. It's been a long night. Well, not really, it's still light out. It's crazy how late it stays late. It's only May. Beginning of May. Food was great. I had 2 pints. It was great. That's it. So please give me the big thumbs up, like, and hit that subscribe button. Bye. On the next episode, I say goodbye to Belfast and hit the road early towards the Antrim coast. I start with a photo shoot on the King's Road. These trees are beech trees, and they were planted for the estate back behind me. Then take my chances with a rope bridge 30 meters above the ocean and the rocks below. Oh my God. I walk with giants and visit the Iron Islands. Then end up taking a wrong turn.